What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for episode 8 of Hit the Books podcast. We're here giving you our wonderful takes of this NFL season, maybe possibly some NBA and NHL talk. We're looking forward to it. The World Series is happening now. The team card last week looking a little rough. Jesse and Mackey doing some business and doing well. Anybody else got something good to say?
Yeah, I had a nice week on the team card, going 2-0. The Bengals plus 6.5 ended up winning outright, and then I had the Packers minus 7.5. Covered that spread pretty well. Huff, how'd you do this week?
Yeah, that was a good weekend for you too. After the hot weekend last weekend, my 2-0 weekend, caught right back up to myself at starting out this weekend 0-2, and back to 5-4 on the season. Still plus on the unit side where we want to be, but not the weekend I was looking for. My Patriots bet on the teaser hit. I mean, they covered the normal spread. They look good against the Jets. 49ers, I was confident early. I thought that was going to be a really close game. I knew the whole time that +4 was covering. That's why I was really glad I took them basically money line. But they just couldn't. They just didn't come to play in the second half, and Colts ended up winning that game.
It was also a monsoon, so
Yeah, dude, did you see how hard that was
weather
raining?
definitely came into play.
It was raining so hard. I didn't anticipate that too. That's hard to include into putting into a bet, but it's the type of thing you got to think about. And I was obviously the Chiefs. Chiefs minus 3.5, bought a point, and they just got obliterated in Tennessee. I don't even know what the final score was. It was 27-3.
27-3.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Not much to say for my picks this week. I'll be back ready to go next week. This week, I say.
Coming back strong.
Yeah, we got something in the books, something in the kitchen cooking up. We'll see what we can get going this week, week 8.
I love the enthusiasm, gentlemen. I myself going 1-0. I'm really excited for this week 8. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one. I think we're going to have a lot of picks. And with that being said, let's move forward into our first game. And for the Thursday night game, we have the Green Bay Packers at the Arizona Cardinals. We have the Cardinals favored at minus 6.5, money line at minus 290, and the over-under at 50.5. So the Packers are 3-1 away this season. Cardinals are 3-0 at home this season. Both teams 5-0 against the spread and straight up in their last 5 games. What do you guys think?
Mackey, you want to start here?
Yeah, I don't really see why the spread's 6.5 here. Packers have shown how good they've been, or how good they can be after that first game of the season. They're 6-1. I mean, Devontae Adams is out, Allen Lazard is out. There's not a lot of options at the wide receiver, but it's still Aaron Rodgers, and he showed what he could do. I like the Packers here plus 6.5.
Yeah, I agree with that. Green Bay's defense has come to play this season, keeping 5 of its past 6 opponents from between 10 and 22 points scored. And with a high-pace Arizona offense, I think that's something that they're going to need to take advantage of this Thursday. I think especially if Devontae Adams can get the double negative COVID test, and if he's able to get in the lineup, I think the Packers can easily cover 6.5. I can see, honestly, Packers winning this game outright and giving the Cardinals their first loss on the season.
Yeah, they got to lose at some point. I mean, they're a good team, but they're not a team that's going to go 17-0.
Yeah, and I just see a prime time Thursday night game. I know the Packers could be missing a couple guys, but I think this is a game where Aaron Rodgers goes, in a dome and shows what he's capable of, and what the Packers have been able to, like you said, turn their season into after that Week 1 loss to the Saints.
Plus 235 for the Packers on the money line. I think that'd be an interesting one, them winning outright. But I could absolutely see it. 2 teams here. I think the Packers are going to walk away here doing well. Plus 6.5 is a great take because I don't think they're going to lose by a touchdown. No chance. This might be a game that goes to overtime. Thursday night game.
Packers have been in an overtime game already this season.
You're right.
Yeah, and that covers the 6.5.
Absolutely. All right, and moving forward, first Sunday 1 p.m. game, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. We have the Bills favored at minus 13.5, money line at minus 900, a lock. and the over-under at 49.5. Buffalo is 5-0 straight up in its last 5 games when playing Miami. An easy trend to go with there. But do you take the 13.5, a quite high spread this week? A couple other high ones, but this one being up there. High over-under as well, 49.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bills are going to get that. They're going to get those big spreads all season, playing those inferior teams like Miami, who's 1-6, and the Bills coming off a bye week after a loss to Tennessee in Week 6, and a good Tennessee team. That was a tough loss for them, but Mackey had them in his parlay that week, and Miami's also on a 6-game losing streak after starting the season 1-0 with a win in New England. Buffalo is going to be without Dawson Knox in this game, one of Josh Allen's favorite targets. I just think 13.5 is something that the Bills are going to be able to cover here. I just don't have too much faith in the Dolphins.
Yeah, I would say if these were two random teams that the Bills cover easily, but this is also a divisional matchup, and these teams know each other. They've game planned for each other since the beginning of the year. I think on the off chance Dolphins cover, I don't really know what else to say. I think Bills win the game. It could be one of those games where the Dolphins cover backdoor.
I could absolutely see the Dolphins covering here. Maybe not guaranteed, like you said. I'm with you, Mackey. It's very possible they could come in and sweep that backdoor cover. And next, we have the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. We have the Falcons favored at -3, the money line at -164, and the over-under at 46. Atlanta is 6-1 against the spread and straight up in their last 7 games against the Panthers. But I don't know if I see the Falcons doing well here. I think the Panthers might come out and win this game outright. I don't know if I'd take it, but the +3 is looking quite good. Any thoughts, gentlemen?
I will never bet on either of these teams ever again. These are the two teams that, when people say they never bet on those teams, these are the two teams that I will never bet on. The Panthers, 2 weeks in a row, absolutely fucked us. Atlanta's just known for not being a team to bet on. Just stay away from this game. I don't even know. I have nothing to say.
This may be a trap game.
This isn't a trap game. These are just two bad teams.
It's just an awful game.
Carolina's on a 4-game losing streak. Atlanta's on a 2-game winning streak. The only reason that I think Carolina could win this game is with that going against both of those trends. Carolina gets back on track, and then I can see both of these seasons just absolutely falling apart. Carolina would be 4-4, Atlanta would be 3-4, and then they both get ridden off to the end of the season with maybe 5-6 wins. You know what I mean? Something like that. But I don't know. This is a tough game, divisional matchup. What's the spread here?
3.
Even 3. Yeah. I don't know. I'll give the Panthers 3 just because, I don't know. It's just tough. That's a tough game.
Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Detroit Lions. We got the Philadelphia Eagles favored at -3.5. The money line at -188 and the over-under at 48. I don't got any trends for this one. Huff, you got anything good?
Philly coming into this game on a 2-game losing streak. Detroit's obviously 0-7 on the year. Detroit's been in almost every game they've been playing. Last week they were giving the Rams a sweat. Who ended up covering that game? Did the Rams end up covering that game?
No, they did not. I had Detroit.
Lions covered?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
They lost by 11 or something.
Lions are covering games. They're at home. They're 0-7. I think they got to get a win here sooner or later, but I think I'm confident giving them the 3.5.
Yeah, the Eagles have looked like probably one of the worst teams in the league this year. The Lions, they stay in games. I mean, they cover spreads. That team has probably the most heart in the league. They fight in every game. They obviously don't have the most skill, which is why they're losing all these games. But I'd say this is a game that they can come out on top in.
I could absolutely see it. The 3.5 is looking quite appetizing. +158 on the money line for Detroit. Give me the 3.5. I think I'm going to put that on my individual.
Yeah, and if they do lose this game, I could see a last-second field goal. So that still covers the spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're exactly.
And the Eagles are looking, Miles Sanders questionable, so I think all things are pointing towards giving Detroit the points here.
I like it.
I agree.
All right. And next we have the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. We have the Indianapolis Colts favorited at -1.5. The money line at -122 and the over-under at 51. The Titans are at +104 money line on the opposite side. Both teams are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games.
Both of these, this is going to be a really good game.
I kind of
This
agree.
is a divisional matchup. I mean, if the Colts want to win the division, if they want a chance, they have to win this game. And they're home. I mean, I think this is a matchup where they split the season series. Normally, I would say Titans. They're coming off two wins against two of the best teams in the league. But I don't know. I think I can see the Colts pulling this one out. I know you guys are going to disagree with me.
Yeah, I like the Titans here. Titans, they look good in their Week 3 matchup against the Colts, beating them 25-16. I know that one was at home. Could be a different game. Carson Wentz is a little bit healthier. He was playing on 2 sprained ankles back in, but I just never have too much faith in him. And he lost me a bet this week on my teaser, but I think this week I like giving the Titans. Honestly, I'll just let them win outright. The 1.5's not too worth it for me, so I think Titans win this game outright.
I just think it could be a trap game. I think the Titans should win this game. You know how things work.
You think the Colts might win it by like 1?
I think there might be a bad call at the end of the game.
I could so see that.
That's how it goes.
Alrighty, in the next 1 o'clock game, we have the Los Angeles Rams at the Houston Texans. Big spread here. We got the Rams at -14.5. Money line at -950 and the over-under at 48. I like this trend. The over is 15-2 in the Los Angeles Rams' last 17 games against AFC South teams. Do you take the over 48 here at -106? Not favorited.
I don't know. I like the Rams here, obviously. They're going to win this game. I don't like the number 14.5. I don't think, even the Texans at home, I think they can score maybe 10, and that would have to, I don't know. Those high spreads are hard, especially when it's 14.5. 13.5 is makes me feel a lot better than 14.5.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about games like this. I also don't think the Rams are as good as everyone says they are. Obviously, they're still like a top 7, top 8 team in the league, but I don't think they're a Super Bowl contending team. But with that being said, they still win this game. I don't know about the spread. I don't like the spread.
Definitely not going to take the -14.5 in the Rams' favor. Maybe +14.5 for the Texans, but would not put that in my card.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of points, but the Rams have shown they're able to score it at will, so I don't know. I just don't like this game.
It's definitely a toss-up. I don't know. Not sure what to say here, but that's a segue into our next game, the Cincinnati Bengals at the New York Jets. We got the Bengals favored at -11.5, the money line at -510, and the over-under at 42.5. Cincinnati is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games on the road, and the Jets are 4-0-1 against the spread in their last 5 games when playing at home against Cincinnati.
Jets bringing back Joe Flacco. Mackey, you see that?
I saw that they signed him, did they?
Yeah, they had the trade for him or whatever, but Zach Wilson's leading the NFL in interceptions, so it's like they had to get a veteran guy in that room.
He's also injured.
Yeah, but I'm saying he has 9 interceptions in however many games, 8 games, 7 games.
Yeah, I mean that is his fault, but he is also a rookie playing with probably the worst all-around team in the league.
They're bad. I'm not gonna defend him because I'm not a fan of his. I don't think he should have been drafted second, but yeah, I think the Bengals win this game. That's just a tough spread there. 11.5. I still think they win this game by 13, so I'll take the Bengals on the minus.
Yeah, I agree. Jets are awful. They're not really going to win any games or probably even come close. Give me the Bengals.
I'm liking the choices, boys. I think I'm going to ride with you. The minus 11.5 is looking good. Let's take the Bengals. And next, let's bring it home to the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. We've got the Browns favorited at minus 3.5, the money line at minus 200, and the over-under at 42.5. Will the Brownies cover the minus 3.5, being 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games at home?
Well, it matters what Browns team comes out. I mean, is Baker Mayfield still injured?
He has a
still injured?
Yeah, he's injured. His shoulder's like broken or something, and he's still trying to play this week. I'm hoping he talks the Browns into letting him play, and then the Steelers plus 3.5 if Baker I don't care who plays. I love the Steelers plus 3.5 here, and that's bias aside. I just think the Browns are so banged up right now. They're not playing like the hyped up Browns that everyone knows or thinks is coming out this year. You know, they got guys like Chubb, Jarvis Landry, Clowney, Denzel Ward. They're all questionable for this game. This hyped up Browns defense is allowing 23.6 points per game. Steelers they've looked good the past 2 weeks after starting out sloppy with the losses, to Cincinnati, who turns out they are looking good as a good team. Losses to Oakland, they look good now. Cleveland's only won 1 of their past 3. They did lose to Arizona and the Chargers, but I think Steelers plus 3.5 here, divisional matchup, 1:00 game. I think this is a game where this could be very close and down to the end. I like giving the Steelers the 3 points.
Yeah, I think if Baker's out, definitely give me the Steelers. I don't know. The line will probably change a lot if he is in, but I could see a cover here by the Steelers. Good game.
This can be a good game.
Yeah, definitely.
This is going to be a great game. I'm really excited for it. Hop, I like your
Be a little
take.
bloodbath.
I just think the Browns' defense, for how hyped up they are, they're allowing a lot of points.
They are. That's actually been talked about too. Jadeveon Clowney is questionable.
Myles Garrett's always gonna do his thing, so you got to watch out for him. Steelers got T.J. Watt. Browns got a game plan for him, but I think going both ways. If an injured Baker Mayfield or Case Keenum, if the Browns are let up what they're averaging, I don't like the Browns' ability to score that many points on the Steelers' defense this week. That's just my opinion.
No, yeah, definitely not.
If they're hitting the averages, I like the Steelers to cover 3 especially, but I can see the Steelers winning this game outright. That plus 168 money line is tempting to me. But I like that it's 3.5 and not 2.5. If it was 2.5 or 3, I'd probably just take them on the money line, but 3.5, I'll give them the points.
That'll definitely mix up the division if they pull off a win here.
That's what I'm saying. This division is so shaken up right now with how good Cincinnati's doing. So it's it wouldn't surprise me if we go into Cleveland, win this game, and then we play Cleveland the last game of the season. I could see them beating us that game and you know what I mean? Or we win that game to get in a playoff spot or something. You know what I mean?
Just shaking things up yet again.
I think
something dramatic.
Yeah, just because it's all fixed. They do it on purpose.
I'm looking forward to it. And let's move into our last 1:00 game. We have the San Francisco 49ers at the Chicago Bears. We got the 49ers favored at minus 3.5, the money line at minus 186, and the over-under at 39.5. Rather low over-under. San Francisco is 14-6 straight up in their last 20 games on the road. Do you like the minus 186 money line? Maybe not enough value there. But 3.5 is not a very high spread.
San Francisco is trash to me. I don't think they're good at all. Jimmy Garoppolo is so overrated. I don't know what about that team was supposed to be so good.
Their defense.
But they're not even doing any. They're not doing bad per se, but they're not doing anything crazy.
No, I know. Yeah, I'm just saying. And their receivers are supposed to be like that West Coast offense, whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever. But the
It's literally
Debo
just
Samuel, I mean,
Debo.
they have athletes on their like at skill positions, but Jimmy Garoppolo is just not the guy that you want there, and I think that's why they addressed that issue and went ahead and drafted Trey Lance early on this year in this past draft. But Justin Fields, back to the Bears side, Justin Fields, I mean, 2 touchdowns, 6 picks on the year. Khalil Mack's doubtful for this game. Chicago's on a 2-game losing streak. 49ers are also on a 4-game losing streak, but kind of a shitty game here. But I think I like the 49ers to win this game outright. I don't know if I like the 3.5, but I like their money line maybe in a parlay.
Yeah, Bears are just brutal. I mean, it's hard to bet on a team like that. But I don't know. I don't trust the Niners either.
Yeah, I don't trust either of these teams too much, but that's what with the points there. So if I were to do something here, I'd like 49ers money line with something else to bring that 186 up a little bit.
I think that's a smart move. Alrighty, and the first 4 o'clock game is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Seattle Seahawks. We got the Seahawks favored at -3.5, the money line at -172, and the over/under at 43.5. What do you guys think?
When this drops to -3, I love Seattle.
Because it will drop to -3.
It's -106 right now, so
Yeah.
I love Seattle
I
at home
mean,
here.
I don't know. Does Trevor Lawrence start winning games now?
I don't
He
I
won
don't
his
know.
last game.
No.
Yeah, and then the bye week, I don't know.
No.
Seattle's a tough place to play. Geno covers 7-0 against the spread. I think he's going to get a win here at home.
I did not know he was 7-0 against the spread. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's 7-0 against the spread in his last 7 starts.
Seahawks -3.
And next, we have the New England Patriots at the Los Angeles Chargers. We have the Chargers favored at -6, the money line at -240, and the over/under at 48.5. Patriots are looking good here. I like Patriots. Patriots are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games when playing the Los Angeles Chargers. Does that give you guys any direction?
I like the Patriots here. It was 5.5, and I like the Patriots at 5.5. I think going to 6, it's trending towards my direction in our favor, but that's also meaning something. A lot of people are liking the Chargers or other things are happening, but I think the Patriots have the ability to go to LA and in that dome and, play a good game. Mac Jones has looked good. The offense has looked good, and I know the Chargers are coming off a bye week too, so Patriots are scoring 25.6 points per game with a rookie quarterback and Damian Harris at running back, and they just don't have too many big name guys on the offensive side of the ball, and they're just still getting it done as winners in 2 of their past 3 games. So I like to give me the Patriots with the points here. I like them maybe if it goes up a little more, but at 6, I'm confident with just 6.
Yeah, give me the Pats +6 in an absolute shootout. I mean,
This could be a crazy game.
45-42 game, something like that. It's going to be back and forth the entire game.
I like the over in this game. Now that I was thinking that too. I was getting into that. I like the over in this game. I think it's going to be one of the best 4 o'clock game to watch. I know we got Bucs Saints coming up, but I think this is going to be a really good game.
Yeah, it should be an absolute shootout. Give me Pats to cover.
Yeah.
I think we're all on the same page on that one. So let's move into the Washington football team at the Denver Broncos. We got the Broncos favored at -3, the money line at -162, and the over/under at 44.5. Washington is 5-1 against the spread in its last 6 games when playing on the road against Denver. Do you like them on the plus here?
It's a tough place to play. That's actually kind of an impressive stat. I mean, not even that it's like Denver's been really good. I mean, they did have Peyton Manning the past couple years ago, but I mean, it's a tough place to play. Go there in the altitude and win games, or cover spreads is different. But I like Washington here. Give them the 3. When it drops to 3, or when it goes to 3.5, which is looking like +3 is at -104 right now. So when it goes to 3.5, I like giving Washington the 3.5.
I mean, it's going to go to 2.5.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking the other way. I still I'll take them +3. I think I could see that pushing, but I'm confident giving them 3. on the road. I think guys like Gibson and Heineke, I think the Washington's a better team than their record shows. They're just playing a lot of tough teams, and they're not converting on a lot of their chances. But I think this week against an inferior Denver Broncos team who's, after starting out 3-0, they're, not looking good, losing 4 straight. So I think Washington can cover 3 here.
Yeah, I mean, Washington doesn't look too banged up. They're just not a very good team. They've been
Yeah, they're
playing
not a
pretty well,
good
though.
team.
Broncos just look beat the fuck up. I mean, they don't look good at all. They've lost 4 in a row after a pretty impressive start. But once they play teams that can actually compete, they're not doing anything. And I think Washington's a pretty mid-level team, so I think they can definitely cover spread and maybe even win outright.
Yeah, I like them +3.
Alrighty, and the final 4 o'clock game on Sunday is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. We got the Bucs favored at -5.5, the money line at -255, and the over/under at 49.5. I got a couple trends for this one. Tampa Bay is 14-1 straight up in its last 15 games, 10-1 straight up in its last 11 games on the road. New Orleans is 5-1 straight up and against the spread when playing Tampa Bay.
I like Tampa Bay -5 a lot here.
Yeah, I think that's the obvious answer. But again, the divisional matchup, dude. Divisional teams always cover, like the plus always covers. It's like a trend. I don't know how, but like you're also playing. They're playing on the road. Probably the second best team in the NFC South is the Saints. I don't know. 5.5 is a lot of points.
It's gonna go to 6.
You still like the Bucks? It's
At
tough
home,
because
I don't know. Yeah, like
I mean,
Kamara can score 2 touchdowns on any given Sunday, so it's like,
yeah. The thing is, it could either be like a 41 to 10 game, or it could be like a 27-23.
yeah, I think you're talking me into Saints, but I don't know. This is tough here. I'd have to do some more thinking on this one.
I think Bucks definitely come out on top, though.
Yeah, it's just is it by 4, 3? I don't know.
Is it by 4 or 24?
Yeah,
That might be an interesting one to put with that other one you were talking about, that -186. What game was that?
Yeah, your teaser.
the teaser.
Or a teaser.
How long are you gonna ride the teasers out for, Huff?
I don't know. I'm 1-1 right now on teasers.
Once you go negative, I think you gotta call it quits.
We'll see.
And moving on to the Sunday primetime game, we got Mackey's Dallas Cowboys at the Minnesota Vikings. We got the Cowboys favored at -1.5, the money line at -124, and the over/under at 55. Dallas is 5-0 against the spread and straight up in their last 5 games, as we know, doing super well lately. Minnesota is 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 games when playing at home against Dallas. So they're doing well against Dallas in previous years. I'm interested to see what happens here. Mackey, what do you got to say?
This is an absurd line, in my opinion. I don't understand how this is a 1.5.
It's a trap game, dude.
Say again?
It's a trap game. It's Sunday Night Football. You know your trend.
It's
Sunday
not.
night
It's not a trap game, because if it's a trap game, then they have to lose the game, and they're not going to lose this game.
underdogs cover. I'm telling you, dude. I can see the Vikings win this game. I don't know why. It's primetime game. Vikings are an inconsistent team. I can see them
Kirk
coming
Cousins
to play.
in primetime games. Kirk Cousins is like 0-10 in primetime games.
I know he's not good. I'll take. I like the. I don't know. I'm gonna ride. I faded the Sunday night trend last week. I'm gonna ride it this week. I like the Vikings here.
I can't disagree with you more here. I really can't. I don't. How can you even say that? The Cowboys have been so over the top good. The Vikings are so mediocre. Kirk Cousins has a consistent trend that's like 0-9 on primetime games. You're fading a lot of trends here, Huff.
What trend am I fading? The Cowboys or Sunday Night Football underdogs?
Well, you're fading Kirk Cousins on primetime games, but the Sunday night underdogs have been covering. I don't know, man. Do what you got to do. But I'm gonna go with my boys here.
Compelling arguments there, gentlemen. I like to hear it.
All right, I found it. It's Kirk Cousins is 4-2 in those starts on Sunday Night Football. He's 2-1 record with Washington and 2-1 with Minnesota on Sunday night. What you were saying, he was 0-6 in Washington on Monday Night Football, and with Minnesota he's 0-3 with a combined 0-9 on Monday night. So you were right, but I think the fact that I don't know, Sunday night underdogs, I just like the Vikings here. I know you're going to say you like Cowboys, and I understand everything you're saying, but that I just wanted to make sure we were right on that trend that you said with the 0-6 and 0-9 or whatever it was.
Well, I was right about some. I knew it was fucking something.
Fair enough. Let's move forward to the Monday primetime game. We have the New York Giants at the Kansas City Chiefs. We got the Chiefs favored at even -10. The money line at -460 and the over-under at 52.5. Kansas City is 16-4 straight up in its last 20 games at home. But the New York Giants are 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games when playing Kansas City.
I feel like these two teams don't play each other a lot.
Yeah, like that those 10 games probably go back like 25 years.
I feel like, I can't even remember the last time these two teams have played each other. I don't know. 10 big point spread. Kansas City's at home, hasn't looked good. This is a game where I could see if the Giants are still as banged up as they are, I could see Kansas City scoring 40 points. I've said that each week. It's just tough. I don't know here.
I mean, they put up 3 points last week. You got to remember that. I mean, they only put up 3 points last week against a below-average Titans defense. How good is that offense really going to be this week?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just tough to say. I can see the Chiefs covering 10, but I can also see them winning by 10 and this whole game pushing. So, just a tough game, Monday Night Football.
I have to agree with you on that one. Alrighty, and now it's time for the part of the episode where we go over the team card as well as the individual cards. First, with the team card, we have Patriots +6, Seahawks -3, moving that, so it will be a -115 payout. Bengals -10.5 at -110, and the Packers +6.5.
Yeah, my portion of the individual cards, I'm going to be going with the Bills -13.5 at home against Miami. I like the Lions +3.5 against the Eagles at home. And I like the Steelers +3.5 on the road in Cleveland. And stay tuned. I'm looking to be adding some anytime touchdown scores, maybe some player props, maybe a parlay. But for now, those are my 3 picks with the spreads that I'm going to be going with. But stay tuned to the Instagram for the official card going into this Sunday.
I like it, Huff. I like it. For my individual card, I got Cowboys -1.5. I got that for 2 units. Got to ride my boys. Then I got Packers money line, which is +230 if I'm not mistaken. I did that for a half unit. And then I got the Washington football team +3. Then I cooked up a little parlay. I got Titans money line +104, Browns money line for -200, Chargers money line for -225, and the Bucks money line for -255. This pays out for 1 unit pays out $515. I do a half unit. It pays out $257 and change.
Love it, Mackey. Love it. And for myself, I'm riding with Huff on a few. Steelers +3.5. Lions +3.5. I'm going to take the over 48 in the Los Angeles Rams at the Houston Texans. As well as I'm going to have a small 2-leg parlay. The 49ers at -186 and the Bucks at -255 for a +114 payout. I think that's a good look on a parlay. Small, safe. Let's get it going this week, boys.
Love it.
I'd like to officially add Titans money line to my card.
Tyler Huffnagel is officially adding Titans money line.
This is a last
second.
ad.
You got to get it in there. 4th pick.
You love it. You love to see it.
+104 money line.
Let's have a week.
Love it. let's start off strong with Thursday, move into Sunday, and finish off Monday, and keep it moving for the week.
Yeah, let's make some money this weekend. 0-2 last weekend for me personally. You two were hot. Let's get back to it, make some money. Hopefully you two stay hot, get the team card back on track, get things rolling here. Let's go, week 8.
Let's go.
All right, let's get into some of the college football for this weekend. There's a couple plays that I'm liking, a couple big games this weekend. Michigan at Michigan State, Iowa at Wisconsin, Miami at Pitt, Texas, Baylor, just to name a few, and Iowa State, WVU. Mackey, you got any picks that you like this weekend, this Saturday?
Yeah, give me Michigan State money line over Michigan. That game is going to be just unreal. I mean, two powerhouse teams, both undefeated, both in the same state, obviously. Michigan State's home, so I think they get the edge right there. Give me their money line, plus 170 or plus 160.
Yeah, I like that. I even heard you say that, I was thinking I like giving Michigan State the 3.5, but I can see them winning that game outright at home. I like Iowa to get things back on track. At Wisconsin, plus 3.5. Give them the points though. Just because, like you said, that home field advantage is huge in college. The one that I like a lot though is Pitt minus 9.5 at home against Miami. Kenny Pickett has looked awesome the past however many weeks. Pitt is back on track after that loss to Western Michigan, which is looking like it'll be Pitt's kind of stranglehold on the season this year, where could hold them out of a really high ranking perhaps. I mean, they could have got as high as, I don't know about a playoff spot, but they could have been maybe a bubble team.
They could be, if they didn't have that loss, they could be probably like a 9 seed right now.
I was going to say maybe 7 to 9, yeah.
So yeah, if they do go undefeated the rest of the season, that would keep them out of a bowl game because they definitely would have made it undefeated.
Yeah, I keep hearing rumors. They're saying Penn State and Pitt could play in a bowl game if they both win out or something. That would be kind of sweet.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, that'd be surreal.
And then another one, Texas Baylor. I'm not too big on either of these teams this year. I think, like you said, the home field. I like Baylor at home here, but Texas, they've come to play this year, but I don't know. I think Baylor, every couple years, Baylor has a year where they have just so average year where they end up with a winning record. But Cincinnati at Tulane, I think Cincinnati rolls them probably by like 35.
Huff, how do you feel about West Virginia at home against Iowa State? Plus 7.
7.5 on FanDuel.
Plus 7.5.
That's tough. W, tough year. I haven't had much confidence in Jarrett Doege since he got to Morgantown.
They're a good team in Morgantown.
Yeah, they're a different team in Morgantown. They struggle on the road when we go to play these Big 12 teams that, they have these, I don't know, it's a different atmosphere on the road. It's hard to play these college teams on the road. Like, I think at home, the ability to cover 7.5 is a lot different than, a road team coming in, getting 7.5, laying 7.5 points in Iowa State's instance here. But I like WVU. I think I don't like their chances to win this game, but I think they can cover at home.
Yeah, I agree. I think they cover.
They might lose by 7.
They'll definitely lose this game. I mean, all they do is lose games, but
what's the night game?
I don't know. There's a few of them.
Like the main night game. There's North Carolina, Notre Dame. That's going to be a good one. Penn State, Ohio State. That's probably the one I'll be watching.
I'm curious to see if Penn State can cover that 18.5.
If Penn State or Ohio State, you mean?
Well, yeah, if Ohio State covers, I don't know. Penn State.
I don't know. Penn State's looked rough the past couple of weeks, but Big 12 matchup, I will be hammering under 60.5 in that game.
Big 10.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Big 10. My bad. Excuse me. Under 60.5. I don't care. Big 10 matchup in Columbus. I'll take under 60.5. I love it.
Damn, that's in Columbus. That's gonna be insane, dude.
I think low scoring.
Alrighty, and now time for a little World Series chat. We got the Atlanta Braves at the Houston Astros tonight. What are you thinking, Huff? The Braves are up 1-0 so far. Game 1 has been complete. Game 2 being played tonight, Wednesday. What do you think, buddy?
I don't know. Braves came out hot in Game 1. I didn't really expect that. I don't think a lot of people expected the Braves to be here in this position.
I agree.
But I think they they won their series against the Dodgers. Dodgers didn't look too good, but Braves came out swinging in Game 1. I think the Astros could even things up here at home in Game 2, and then when things go to Atlanta in Game 3, I think that's when the series could get interesting. And but tonight, I don't know much about this pitcher going for Houston, but Fried going for Atlanta. He's a known guy, known starter. He's been around the league for a couple years now, and definitely has the ability to throw a good game for Atlanta and give them the chance to go up 2-0 in this series and really grab a stranglehold on this World Series. But I personally think the bats are going to come out for Houston tonight at home. The home field advantage is going to be there, so I like the Astros to even this thing up tonight. I think I saw -115 on FanDuel. -118 on FanDuel. Over under 8.5 runs. I think it could be a high scoring game. So if you like that, I'd definitely lean towards the over of 8.5. But I like the Astros to win this game.
Outright betting for the World Series winner right now. Braves are favored at -160. Astros at +140. Again, this is before Game 2. What do you think about that, Huff? Do you like the Braves to win? I mean, that's -160, not great value, but
I think I could definitely see the Braves winning the World Series. They're definitely a good team. I think if they had Acuna still, who got hurt out for the year earlier on in the season, I think they'd be a whole different team offensively, but they're still here without him, so they're definitely a good team. If they can get the pitching going and keep the pitching rolling, I should say, but if they can keep the bats going and everything going the way it is, I definitely could see Atlanta winning the World Series.
I think that's a fair statement. And now time for some NHL chat. Looking at Thursday as well as this weekend of the NHL games. Huff, you got anything you see you like? Flames, Penguins, Coyotes, Lightning.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple good ones this Thursday coming up tomorrow. I definitely like the Penguins to get things back on track at home. It's looking like they're going to be sitting around a -120 money line, according to what ESPN has on their app. So, don't have any odds yet posted on FanDuel. So, but I do like the Penguins to win this game. Maybe puck line here, get things back on track offensively. Lightning at home against the Coyotes. I think they win that one for sure. I think that's a given. Coyotes 0-5-1. I don't think they're going to get things or get their first win of the season in Tampa Bay. So I like Tampa Bay to win. If you want to put that in a parlay, maybe Lightning Penguins. I like that right there. You got the Bruins visiting the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina's 5-0 on the year with 10 points. You know, looking good right out of the gate. Boston 3-1. Not too bad either. So I think I like the Bruins. Maybe give Carolina their first loss on the year. Couple undefeated teams. Looking at the standings, you got teams like Florida 6-0, first team in the East. Carolina's 5-0. Washington's 4-0-2. How about Buffalo? Buffalo's 4-1-1. Like, no one expected Buffalo to come out of the gate like this. That's for sure. And the Penguins, I mean, with all the injuries, 3-1-2, they're staying in it with 8 points. Blues in the West. You start to look at the Western Conference. You got the Blues at 5-0. Oilers 5-0. The Wild, another team, haven't really had much hope lately. They signed Kaprizov or whatever his name is. They finally have some offensive power. 5-1 on the year. Things are looking good there. Calgary's no joke though. They looked good the other night against New Jersey. They're 4-1 on the year. San Jose, another one with Evander Kane out, kind of surprising teams, but I'd say on the more surprising half, Chicago's 0-5, 0-5-1.
Unreal, honestly.
Yeah, Montreal 1-6, another surprising one. Toronto 2-4-1, and Philly's 2-1-1. I think Philly's the team that's going to make a run here. Perhaps could sneak in a playoff spot, but Detroit, another one, 3-2-1. Like a lot of teams that are just going to surprise people right out of the gate, but I think the good teams will prevail as usual, and we'll see who ends up running out the rest of the season, the whole 82 games. But it's going to be a good NHL season. Looking at it so far, a lot of action so far, a lot of good plays. But tomorrow night, there's definitely I like the Penguins get things back on track at home. I like the Lightning at home, and I think I like the Bruins on the road. But as far as the late night games, I like the Wild at the Kraken, and maybe little Winnipeg Jets at the LA Kings.
I'm liking all those picks, honestly. Big on the Wild, big on the Jets. Bruins and Hurricanes the only one I'm a little hesitant about. I think the Hurricanes might keep it going with their solid record here this year.
Yeah, I like the Sharks at home too. Sabres Ducks is a tough one because Sabres are like way better than they're supposed to be right now, and the Ducks are actually like a good team at home. So I don't know. I kind of like the Ducks.
That is an interesting game there. I'm not sure.
Going out to California, that's a tough road trip.
Very tough, always. That time change gets everyone.
All right, boys. Thanks for tuning in this week. Hopefully, we can have a successful week. Keep my hot streak going, and see you guys next week.
And that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Hit the Books Podcast. Be sure to check us out on our various social media platforms. Instagram at hitthebooks.pod, Twitter at hitthebooks_pod, website at hitthebookspod.com for all the latest on Hit the Books. And be sure to always study hard.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.